Hello students, with example number 5, we'll now do a very simple quick example when it comes to the topic of filtration. Specifically, you're being asked to calculate the filtration rate and speed in metric units, given that the surface area of the filter is 37.5 square meters and the flow through that filter is 1 megaliter per hour. I'm already showing to you what the units are, the preferred units for metric. Let's get to it. The first thing we're going to do is, well, to calculate the filtration rate, we have to do the ratio of the flow divided by the cross-sectional area. But the first thing I'm going to do is convert this to units that are somewhat more similar to that. We already have square meters, but we need to turn this from megaliters to liters and this from hours to seconds. So let's do that first. Now, I remember these conversions by heart, but you can use your mobile devices or other reasonable and effective form of finding out what these conversion units are. Make sure it's also a reputable source that you're using. So when I look at doing the conversion properly, cancels, 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 I'm left with liters per second. So the flow rate in liters per second is 277.8. Now, to calculate the filtration rate, I have to do this flow rate divided by the area. So when I do the ratio of the flow rate divided by the area, it's 7.41 liters per square meters per second. Now, if I were a strict mathematician, I would probably write something like this for units. Great. We have the filtration rate. Now we're ready to move on to the third and almost final step, calculating the speed at which water is flowing through this filter. As it turns out, for the most part, we've already calculated it. Let me show you. So for step 3, we want to find out the filtration speed in meters per second. Well, it turns out we already have it here. The units aren't just right up to snuff in meters per second. Okay, so all we have to do is convert liters to cubic meters, and we'll be able to get all the proper units as follows. See, I reminded myself that 1,000 liters is equal to 1 cubic meter. Again, I remember these conversions by heart, but you're more than welcome to figure them out by using any form of credible, reputable source through your electronic devices. All right. So here is the filtration speed in meters per second. But this is a very small number, and I don't like having so many zeros at the start. I'm going to turn it into scientific notation. Voila. 7.41 times 10 to the minus 3 meters per second. I'm now ready to conclude this exercise with a concluding statement as follows. And then I make that final answer obvious and unmistakable by putting a pretty cloud around it, possibly even a chevron or an arrow pointing to it.